and say, oh, I don't like him because he was on the board. He was on the board because he volunteered his time. He's on the grievance committee because he volunteered his time. These others have not volunteered any time or asked to. So if anybody would like to volunteer for a committee, send an email to the office with your name, your phone number, your unit number, and we will keep that list. And as committees form or reform, we will add you to a committee list. Not a problem.
Well, while all of that is true, and I'm personally very appreciative of anyone who volunteers to do any work for the building. I think that's a great thing. And everyone has history, regardless of what they do, with something else. But the grievance committee has to be conducted basically as 3 impartial judges. History should not have any play in anything. Previous encounters should have no consideration. The only thing that should be considered is the facts that are on the table, whether they're correct or incorrect, and they should be upheld or it should be dismissed. And that's it. So I'll speak for the board on this. Anyone on that grievance committee has to be completely impartial and look at the individual case and nothing more, nothing less.
Well, I agree to the 5 people on the board, on the committee, because by law, you have to have a minimum of 3. If you have less than 3, then you can't have the finding committee. So if someone can't make it, you have an alternative.
Yes, I just think that it should be 5. It should be 5 people, opposed to the 3, regardless of if it happens now or later. I just think that, like I said before, there's a lot of history there, and that it should be, if it's going to remain with the 3 people that are currently on the committee, it should be raised to 5, in my opinion.
I am not basing the size of the committee based on who's on the committee and who's not. Either we set a format for a committee and go by that no matter who's on it, or we don't have a committee.
Well, let's find out. Let's find out if we have other individuals that are willing to volunteer. I don't see any problem with increasing it to 5, myself personally. But we would need to find other people that are willing to devote their time, as you have, to doing this. That's the key to it.
Okay, so we're going to table this until the next meeting. We'll have the full rules pulled up and we'll review this again. All right?
Fine with me.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to ask you 2 gentlemen to excuse yourself now. Thank you very much for your time and your efforts. The building appreciates it.
Okay. Let's see if we can get more people on the board, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Item number E, discuss and approve the reserve study update. This is the reserve study. There is a lot to go through in here. We have a total of 110 pages. I'm going to ask the board, how would you like to go about updating this or approving this?
Well, let's put it this way. Is this the new one they just completed? Or is this the first one?
This is the previous one that we are not happy with everything in it.
Don't know what happened.
Joining the meeting is Lorraine Faitelson. Somehow she couldn't get on through the Zoom, so I invited her down here to attend.
So Stuart, basically, we're to approve the reserve study. Is this the reserve study update, the second one?
No, this is, it says here, beginning date January 1st, 2020. So this is the current one. We don't have a new one, but before they go through the effort of doing the new one, we should tell them where we don't want to, where we're not happy with our current one.
Do we have to do anyone?
Yeah,
Very unhappy with them.
well, we have to do it. I mean, that's what we're up to now.
It's already,
So why can't we invite them in to sit down and go over and review this? And we
Yeah.
can, because there are, things in there that we've already done, things that they have listed that need to be done by 2020, that I see no reason, I don't see any reason we need a new gym floor. There are things in there like
Yeah.
refurbishing the first floor that we've already accomplished. So why don't we get them in and have them
Bonnie,
go over this study?
I'm sorry, prior to the meeting, Bonnie told me that there's a chance that they will call in here in about a half hour. We're not sure, we didn't get a confirmation on that, but if they do, we'll come back to this topic. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that
Oh, I think it was a waste of mine. I don't know.
I'm just unhappy with. All right, we're gonna table this for now. Any objection to that?
no.
No.
Okay,
No.
Did you already go through the old business?
yes, we did.
Did someone take minutes?
There was nothing in there to really update. There was no vote taken.
Okay.
You don't have to. All right, to discuss and approve bicycle room rebuild proposals. Each board member received bids from 3 contracting companies to remove the old 2 bicycle rooms and rebuild them according to fire code. Fire department came in here. Our bicycle rooms were never built with a permit, and they were not up to code. So we asked Jimenez, who's the company who did our first floor rehab so far, and is working on the front desk, to submit one. We have one from the Levin Group, and we have one from Assured Contractors. Has the board had a chance to review all these pages yet?
Yeah.
Give the bottom line numbers on each of the quotes.
Okay. Jimenez is doing a proposal for $29,000. The Assured Contractors gave a total bid price of $18,900.
18,900?
$18,900.
Were there 2 parts to the?
Yeah, I put it all together.
Oh, okay.
Every one of these I'm combining together.
Okay.
And the Levin Group was $40,464. I don't know if they're using solid gold, but this was demo all existing walls, frame out new area, install 6-foot double doorways, solid core with hardware, provide electrical circuits, LED lighting, switches, receptacles, emergency lighting, tie into existing circuit for area, provide backing if required for shelving or racking. Daily cleanup room, no sprinklers will be relocated, no flooring finishes provided. Basically, they're all the same. Assured Contractors did add in, we have an air conditioner in a door, which is totally against code. So they had removal and replace. Jimenez did not have that in there.
Including the air conditioner unit?
It's a window air conditioning unit that they have in the door.
Right, but they're gonna put a new one in?
No, it's against code. You cannot have an air conditioner in there. And that room will not be used for that anyway. That room will be used for toxic paints and paint cleaners and all of that.
The hazardous material room.
Right. According to the fire department, we must take all of our toxic supplies of cleaners and paints and varnishes
and they must be put into a separate room away from the thing and has to be fireproof. So it'll be a bricked up room. That room we were just using for about 10 to 15 bicycles. So that room will now become strictly for all the paints and toxic chemicals that we have in the building.
So that's not the one we're calling the maintenance.
That's the maintenance
It
room.
is.
That'll be called the maintenance room.
Oh,
So my thoughts on this are that we have 3 proposals with very varied amounts, and apples, oranges, pears. I think we need to go through and look at those proposals and say, we need this, we don't need that, we don't need the other thing. And by the way, I searched my email, and I know I'm 6,000 miles away. I did not see any of those proposals.
It
I
wasn't
did
even-
not see, I
I didn't see
didn't
them
see it. I didn't see anything on the maintenance shop rebuild. I didn't see anything on the plumbing connection proposal.
This is
Haven't seen a manager's report since August 12th.
Yeah, I agree with Rich. I haven't seen anything either.
I agree with Rich and Stewart. I haven't seen anything either.
I will go back and I will pull up the emails where we got these, and I will see if you guys were included, but I'm pretty sure you were.
Yeah, I got the email. They're all included.
I'm gonna.
What date was that email?
August 28th,
All right.
around that time frame.
Okay, so what I propose here is table this for now. I think we should put out a bid sheet of exactly what work we want done. Submit it
Yeah.
to these companies to get a apples to apples price.
Well, let me
Exactly.
interject, let me put in another proposal there.
Go
I
ahead.
propose we just knock the walls down, get that areas back to the way they were when the building was built. I don't see why we need bicycles in their own little house. Half the bikes we've got are just littered around the hallways. Let's get rid of the walls and put some decent racks in on the walls of the space that'll be in there, but I don't see why we need to build new walls to look after somebody's $20 bike.
I don't disagree with you on that. However, we do need to have brickwork done in the second room, which is becoming the maintenance room. That room does need a cinder block put in where there's wood right now.
Yeah, that's fine if we're storing flammable materials,
Right.
but I don't want to fund building a house for old bikes.
Okay.
You know, I have to say that's the simplest, most common sense solution that not one of us have thought of,
That's
except
why-
for Andrew. And I applaud you for that. I agree with you 1,000%.
And if people are concerned about security, they can put a lock in the bike.
Yeah, well, most bikes down there aren't worth stealing anyway.
True, but there are a few people.
There are a few, yeah, but
Okay.
just put a decent lock on it.
All right, so, all in favor of not rebuilding the bicycle room?
Well, we
Okay,
have-
my big question is, all those bikes that are on the outside, the hundreds of bikes, what do we do with them? Just leave them like that?
Well, I think what we need to do is to take an inventory of the racks that we have and try to refigure how we can clean it up and make sure that there's enough bike racks for everybody and have a central location for them.
Pat was supposed to be working
Well,
on.
that was
Well,
Patrick's job when he gets back here.
Actually, I have an inventory of all the bikes, and I think it's a good idea not to rebuild and just to use bike racks. And the bike racks we have, a lot of them already, the bikes are chained to them, and we have some very old bikes that should be
Donated.
yes, donated. And then we should have enough room to use the racks in a proper manner.
All right.
Well, this is a good time of year because we could donate them ahead of the holidays.
Well, actually, there are places to donate them. There was a veterans a veterans group that would take them. There was the church that would take them. There's several different areas that we could donate them.
Pat, didn't you give them a timeline for when they had to
Yes, we will.
report?
Yes, I did.